Hello! Man, I guess I'll get started. Hopefully you can all hear me. I'm gonna be playing this Mardu deck. I played it in the league last night, really enjoyed it. Went 3-2, where my losses, they were close. Let's talk a little bit about why Mardu. If you remember from the last time I streamed, I was really high on Thorn of the Black Rose, which you can see here. There we go. And one reason I really like this card is because it just keeps providing card advantage. And in order to make sure that it works, can you hear me? Let me know in the chat. So one reason I really like this card is because it keeps showing you cards. But one thing that you needed to do to make it work is Evankar's Justice. And so you saw in the mono black control deck that it was, sometimes hard to keep up. And so I ended up going back to the drawing board and focusing on red removal, mostly because frankly because I thought it was faster. The black removal was fine, but it just wasn't getting the job done quickly enough. It was slow, and really you need to be able to answer things on turn one. If you're out there on the stream, can you great. It's not your tablet, it is my stream. My computer is old and not made for this. So let's just keep going on this. So let's go over some of the cards. Why did I want red? Well, it has some of the best 1-mana removal spells out there. It has cards like Flame Slash, Lightning Bolt, Firebolt, Magma Spray, things like that. Magma Spray is really nice because it kills Young Wolf, it gets Stormbound Geist out of the way permanently, and it also has the advantage of not turning on Hunger of the Howl Pack, which is really nice. Why did I go Mardu? More or less, I wanted the black card advantage spells and finishers, like Angler, I wanted Thorn. Red was obviously for removal. White is important. So white gives you Attrition Cleric. Now, I like blocking, I like gaining life, and really I like this card more than Lone Missionary because it lives through Evankar's Justice. White also gives you Core Skyfisher, which lets you pick up a lot of these value creatures and get them back. Even Rift Watcher, okay, it's one of my favorite cards. It's probably not the best card, but again, 4 life, so you gain 4, it deals 4, and you can pick it up, put it down, lives through Evankar's Justice. Mogwar Marshal is one of the better red cards in the format, and really the thing that is nice about it is that it trades with most of the better Burning Tree Emissary draws. Now, yeah, it doesn't get stopped, but it gets brick-walled, or rather, it can't block Pit Skulk, but it can trade with all of a Young Wolf or a lot of other things, and sometimes you just need Edict fodder. Beetleback Chief is just a lot of bodies. Phyrexian Rager draws you cards. Read the Bone draws you cards. Warren Pilferers is nice because not only can it be hasty, But it's a 3/3, so it lives through Justice, and it's a pretty fast clock. Deck wanted like 22.5 lands, so I'm hedging right now with 1 copy of Renegade Map. Want to see how it goes. So white really starts to shine in the sideboard with Prismatic Strands. And you see another copy of Thorn of the Black Rose, so it's kind of easier to talk about here. With Prismatic Strands, what you can do is set it to a color you're not running, so red, green, and block with Thorn, and take out their best creature. And if you sequence it with Attrition Cleric turn 2, Prismatic Strands turn 3, you can slam Thorn on turn 4, and really, if they're a monocolor deck, take over. I had a sequence the other day where I did Cleric turn 2, Strands turn 3, Thorn turn 4, flashback Strands to prevent their attack from mattering, and then wiped their board with Justice, and it was just as brutal as you can imagine. The rest of the sideboard is general answers. More unconditional removal, an O-Ring, Chainer's Edict to terminate, Electrickery and Echoing Decay to go wide, Grim Harvest for the grindy matchups, same with Thorn, Divine Offering and Gorilla Shaman for affinity. I might have brought this in against a Kuldotha deck, and yeah. Power Blast is really awesome. It just answers things. So, why no Innocent Blood? Mostly because I'm already wiping out a lot of my creatures anyway with Justice, a lot of the smaller tokens, and I need them to block. I don't want to do that. I also don't like Innocent Blood right now because of how many go-wide strategies there are in the format with things like Young Wolf and Burning Tree Emissary and all that stuff. Bone Splinters is actually a card I'd not considered. When I built the deck, I biased it towards towards red removal as opposed to black removal, and I think it's a bias. Although Bone Splinters might be worth it, I would need to see in my next run if I run into a place where it's, better. So, without further ado, let's make sure I have enough product to join this. I apologize, about halfway through, I'm going to have to get up and take dinner out of the oven. It's cooking behind me and it smells really good. So let's just check social media, see what's going on. You all get to see my life right now. I'm so happy. Nothing going on there. Well, hi Lee, how are you? Okay, let's, I have the play points and everything, let's do this. So yeah, I built this to beat the Burning Tree Emissary decks. In my last league run, I went 3-2, beat 2 Burning Tree Emissary decks, lost to 1 where I didn't have the mana I needed. Then I lost to Burn in a really close 3 games and beat the black-green Dredge deck. Not Dredge, but Delve deck that posted a 5-0 today. So, Mardu. I always do this. I always just like to double check to make sure I made the changes I wanted to make, because... Okay, the Bojuka Bog's in there. Yeah. Okay. Hello, Shirazaman, nice to see you. You do a lot of good work with Deluxe on Propaganda, and I should give him credit. I was watching his stream on Friday, and that's when I first noticed the interaction between Prismatic Strands and Thorn of the Black Rose and really liked it. So yeah, let's do this. Why was I so hesitating right now? I was a little worried about the number of swamps, but we'll see. Not that the last version had more swamps, it just had, instead of a Bojuka Bog, it had a swamp, and I like that a little more, but we shall see, we shall see. My, in case anyone's wondering, my Amonkhet Pauper review should go live tomorrow. I managed to write a lot of words about this format. think the card that really shines from Amonkhet for Pauper is Horror of the Broken Lands. Gotta love the naming conventions recently. Thorn of the Black Rose, Horror of the Broken Lands. Pretty sure we're back in Kamigawa and no one told us. But Horror of the Broken Lands is that 4/4 for 4 and a black, so it's like a Dirkwood Boar, but it cycles for black. But what's really awesome about it is that you can pair it with Tortured Existence, so for every black mana you spend, you get to give it +2/+1, especially if you have 2 creatures. And if those 2 creatures happen to be Golgari Brown Scale, well, you're going to be gaining a lot of life while attacking with a large creature. I like... Ah, we got an extra, okay. I just like that interaction. Okay, let's see what my hand is and what I'm up against. Load. There we go. Yeah, I still haven't figured out exactly how to get the chat into the right spot. It won't pick up for whatever reason, so we'll see. Island, what do you mean budget Pauper? No, it's not. I'll talk about that in a little bit. So this hand is... If it really needs a plains to be great, but turn 2 Lightning Bolt is still fine. And I can play Marshall on turn 3, and they're going low. They're going to... So they went to 5 and then scry to the... Okay, they went to 5 and then scry to the top. So turn 1 that's pretty good. Turn 1 Backwater tells me they're probably on Flicker. Okay, this hand just went from okay to pretty solid. So why Flicker? It's just the deck that... So if they are Flicker, I want to build in my Edict Defense. And so I know that this probably costs me a turn, but they could also have Counterspell. Like, this isn't ideal, but I'd rather do that than risk something. Okay. Seagate Oracle, fine by me. Yeah, John, I think it is a tough matchup, but that is really bad. Okay. Yeah, I'm not thrilled about this matchup. However, with enough instant speed removal and that card, we should be all right. Magma Spray will do a good job of taking out the problematic creatures if I can draw out of this problem. Yeah, they are almost definitely on Flicker. So Dimir Flicker's that deck that wants to chain Archaeomancer and Chittering Rats together. This is awkward. I don't want to waste any of my... I really just... Like, this is problematic. And this is why I wanted extra lands in the deck. Beetleback Chief is actually... So now they know I'm white. I considered Beetleback Chief, but it's just... Attrition Cleric isn't going to matter much. Okay. Stompy Island. I think Stompy's the best deck right now by a mile. If you can fix the problems with regards to edicts and things like that, I think that... Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to use the Lightning Bolt. I know that this... But I need to start applying pressure. Is it Blitz? The Nivik Cyclops deck is really good against Stompy, but it has a problem against, well, decks that pack removal. Okay, got a land. We're in business. Okay. I don't understand why they would tragic slip. My guess is that they might have a justice of their own, which would be fine, but I still don't understand it. Let's see what they do. Okay. Sure. So they had answers for my stuff. Yeah, this is bad. Like, there's no way around it. This is bad for me. I'm short on lands. They have the defenses. Not sure what I can do here. Well, next turn I'll be able to do something. Maybe. Let's see if this gets countered. So why did I do that? Why did I pick up the land? There really isn't anything I can cast in my hand and nothing I can bluff with black, 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 or black, black, red. So I'd rather just gain life. But this is really going to be tough. I really need to draw another red source to try and pressure other elements of their deck. I mean, the good news is I have more cards than them right now. So they need to play on my level a little bit. Sure. Now let's see. Do they go for it? Nope, they're going for deep analysis. Okay. Trying to think. So I think the play is to actually just blow this up, and then if they counter it, I still have the Magma Spray, still have Justice. Okay. So now I can do that. Actually, I'm going to hold off on this. Angler's probably my best way to win the game. Oh, hi Connor, how are you? Angler's probably my best way to win the game, and I want to, preserve it by probably casting Beetleback Chief first. That way it gets around Edict. So we'll see. We will see. Again, this is not a good matchup for me. They are an attrition deck. I am an attrition deck, but they have blue cards. Okay, so that tells me their hand almost for sure has Flicker in it. They've gone through 2 counter spells. Huh. They've gone through 3 counter spells. That's interesting. So why do you think they why would they counter... Why would they counter the... Why would they... I don't understand why they'd counter that. I think defending the combo is a lot more important than me getting rid of stuff like this. Okay, yeah, no, I'm just going to... I mean... Okay... still not quite sure why they countered that. Okay, Renegade Map. Let's see how you work, Renegade Map. Yeah, I think I just wait until I can overload them with something because I'm not sure what to do. So let's talk about Bob Maher for a second. Bob Maher was a huge proponent of always give your opponent the benefit of the doubt. It's because you basically have to. You cannot just believe your opponent is bad all the time. It just gets you into more trouble than it's worth. Instead, what you should do is try to understand what is going through your opponent's mindset. In that case, if you try to understand what your opponent is doing, it should leave you with a little bit more of an understanding. So yeah, now we see, this is the problem with fighting up against a Muldrifter deck. Mostly it's that they have Muldrifter. So why am I doing this? Well, it would force them to waste their last counterspell. If they have it. Because these decks tend to run counterspells, 4 counterspells, and a soul manipulation. So that way I at least force them to waste that. And they don't have it, which is good for me, which tells me they probably have soul manipulation. So the reason you have to give your opponent respect is because, one, you don't know them, especially on Magic Online. I don't know these people. They could be really good at Magic for all I know. So why should I bother trying to think they're playing badly when they, yes, they might be playing poorly, but that's, not my, that really, to use a phrase my boss uses, not my chicken, not my farm. Because if they're playing badly, that's good for them, but this way, at least, again, I can bait out their last counterspell, and what I'm also doing is I'm reducing their clock. They have to start doing stuff now. Okay, what? Oh, cycle, okay. Despite the fact that I'm streaming and taking time, I'm still ahead on the clock right now, which is not great for them. 3 Muldrifters. Okay. Sure. So what do you guys think? Do you think I should be playing up my threats, or should I keep on this justice plan? Interested to know what you think. Okay, now we're getting to a point where we could legitimately win by burning them out. Let's see what they get. So why did I blow the lightning bolt there? It's because even with that on the stack, So why am I have to play the land. Normally I wouldn't play the land here because I'd want to bait out their chittering rats. Or rather, I'd want to pretend like I have more threats. But if they have any kind of spell here, it's really bad. Because if they can get... They need to find their second Archaeomancer, basically. If they do, which is why I shouldn't have wasted the chittering rats in the first... the magma spray in the first place. If they have their second Archaeomancer, they can get back Reaping the Graves, which is bad for me. What I can do, though, is find my one Bojuka Bog and see what I can do. Now, they're going to draw... They just forgot to attack. They're going to draw a lot of cards. Yeah, I think that because I'm not under a ton of pressure, I can afford to draw some more cards here. Okay, there's the flicker. Again, I could just be dead here. Could 100% just be dead. Can y'all still hear and see me? Yeah, I said y'all. Yeah, see, this is the problem, because now they get... yeah, no, this game's over. What they all did, basically, is... Ghostly Flicker, get back Archaeomancer, and Chittering Rats. And now I'll never draw another spell. Well, let's see. What I need them to do is make a mistake. Huh. They made a mistake. They absolutely made a mistake. Unless they have another island in hand. Which they don't. I mean, I made a mistake too. What I should have done was put back the... I should have put the angler back first, and then I should have kept the... What's it called? Yeah, so I'm actually going to do this first because I made a mistake. I should have put the angler second from the top and the... I should put angler second from the top and then the Beetleback Brigade on top of it, because in that situation I would have been able to cast Beetleback Brigade this turn and have Edict Defense. This way I just force them to waste a lot of mana. It doesn't really do what I want them to do. Like, see, this happens. Yep. But on the plus side, I'm up, I hate saying this, but I'm up on time. And that's really good for me and bad for them. Sorry, I just got a note. Oh. So, unfortunately, might have to cut this short after this match. My wife's on her way home from work, and again, she really supports the stream, but not when she's home. So I'm just trying to see when she's leaving, and then we'll go from there. Okay, let's see if you waste your count. Again, they didn't attack. Don't know why. Friggin' Google Hangouts, just let me type oi. I'm Yiddish. So I don't like talking about this, but something that Pauper players really need to do is play just a little bit faster. I'm serious, just play faster. It really isn't the end of the world. If you have to play faster. And why do I say this? Well, a lot of times people just get more obsessed with doing the cool thing than actually trying to win. Like, I was playing against a blue-white acid trip opponent. You know the deck, the one that kind of just dirtles around and does nothing until it can get a reality acid active. Yep, I've lost this match, but I've lost it with more time on the clock, which is fine by me. Sure. See, there's absolutely no reason for them to be doing this. They have me more or less locked out of the game, and they're just taking their time to do more stuff. It's not necessary. But the clock is a resource, and I know you're watching, Lee. I'm sorry, but they need to win. I'm not playing slowly on purpose or anything. But yeah, they've gone through almost half their time. It's not the most grindy dirtle deck of all time, Island. You have not played against Tortured Existence. So how do we sideboard here? The life gain cards just do not matter. It was never a meta deck. It was never good. People just thought it was good because, ooh, I get to play blue cards. It was never a good deck. The entire philosophy behind that deck was actually faulty. So I want more exile removal. Things like Terminate, Oblivion Ring, Grim Harvest is going to be stellar. All you life gain cards can just get out. Firebolt isn't great just because it really doesn't do anything here. All Firebolt really does is kind of absorb a... Like, it can take out half... And it's not instant speed. Yeah, I'd rather not. Thorn, I think it's good, but I'm not sure. These are good because they're Edict Defense. Let's see, how does my curve look? Maybe Flame Slash? People think a lot of things are meta decks, Carlos. That doesn't make it true. When a deck is bad, there's nothing really to be said about it. And a bad deck can still go 5-0 once in a while. Let's actually cut this. Why am I doing that? Well, they may just have a counter for it. If they bring in Hydroblasts, that'd be bad. I'm actually going to be right back and check the timer on my dinner. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if my hand... Pet peeve. 61 cards. Massive pet peeve. Don't play 61 cards. Okay. This hand is actually pretty good because I can establish Thorn control pretty early and then write it. So that just means being very, very aggressive with my removal spells. So anything they cast, I'm going to try to remove so I can establish Thorn. And then I get to resolve Read the Bones, which I'm happy about. So things are looking up. Not great, but up. Things are looking very, very up. Don't need the second Thorn. Core Skyfisher could be useful. More land, I'll take it. I'll take everything right now. This is pretty darn good. So let's actually use Edict, because that way I can leave up Pyro, play Caves, pass the turn. Again, my goal is to resolve Thorn and leave up an answer, more or less. So actually what I'm going to do here is I'm not going to bolt. I am going to Thorn. Because what I can do now is Thorn, I have a way to reset it. I can counter, I can kill their thing. This might have been too aggressive, now that I think about it. Let's see what they do. When you say save bolt, what do you mean? On the rats or what? Honestly, it was probably a mistake. Like, I wish I could be more honest. It was probably just a plain old mistake. Yeah, Oracle doesn't matter in the long run. What matters is rats and all their other stuff. They have Flicker here. Unless they have Nausea? Nausea would be interesting. Yeah. Okay. But that doesn't actually solve the problem of me being the monarch. Sure. Yeah, no, I will say that not doing the lightning bolt was a mistake. It was an absolute mistake. But if it matters, then if I get punished, I deserve to get punished, basically is what it comes down to. I should have pulled the trigger, because that would have made everything so much better, in hindsight. Mike, you are correct. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. Wasn't expecting so much to be happening. Wow, this... This is interesting. Huh. Rats. Okay. Wow, that's really obnoxious. Okay. Huh. So, really what I have... Huh. This is bad. Yeah, because I can't even flashback. This is bad. I mean, they still have to beat me, but it's going to be tough for them. That thing's got a little bit easier now. Just snapping that off. I can't let them get that much further ahead. So now I can do this. Yeah, Reaping the Graves can be a backbreaker, but it's not the end-all and be-all. And I'm hosed. They're going to get the Monarch, and then they're going to start being able to do stuff with it. And this is the problem of having the Monarch against here. Like, it doesn't matter that I take out their creature. I need to stick a creature now. And, yep. Yep, you're the king. But you still have to beat me. And what do you guys think? Should I have sided out the Monarch card here? It did so much work, but it kind of just... Yeah. That's bad. Okay, so I have time. They have... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Did I know about that? Nope, I did not know about that. Ah, oh, that's annoying. That is very annoying. Now, I'm not totally out of it yet, but it's not good for, it does not look good for a Homestar Runner. Okay, let's go for it. They need to have multiple counter spells for this to resolve, for this to not resolve. That's one. Do you have the second? Yep, okay. I don't think so. The problem with TE is that your card advantage engine isn't really drawing, it's... So, come on. Let's see if this works. Fingers crossed. They've gone through 2 counters. Do they have another? Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Okay. Okay. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. We did it! We got the monarch back. I am actually in shock that that worked. Okay. Okay. We are not completely dead yet. They might have a full grip. But they have to waste all their mana to do this. Oh my god. We got a fight on our hands, folks. We got an actual fight. Yeah, I'm surprised too, Mike. I am 100% surprised that this is a game. Yes, I am saying there's a chance. Don't know how good of a chance it is, but I'm saying I got one. They still have to beat me. That's bad. But they're out. Well, they get back counterspell. Okay. Really? It's over. I don't have a chance anymore. If they have Flicker, it's real. They're digging for it. I wonder if that lightning bolt really cost me the match. Be right back, folks. Okay. Still not alive, but not dead yet either. They have a counterspell in hand, so... Is this the second Archaeomancer? Yeah, okay. So, what do you think? Should I keep playing this one, or should I scoop and try to get another one in? And you know what? Make them beat me, right? I can't really be too upset about that. And 9 more turns, it doesn't matter. They had me in 4. And besides, if I, you know... if I... So what do you guys think? What can I have done differently? Sorry, 1 second. Okay, let's see if I can get one more in. It's pretty brutal, but you know, at least it was interactive for a little while. I don't think that's going to be a good matchup. I think 8686 is right. It's a really, really tough matchup because they have Muldrifter and Flicker. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Now,